And in our top business story, Dubai launched the largest solar project in the Middle East during the 18th Water, Energy, Technology and Environment exhibition. His Excellency Saeed Mohammed Al Taya, the Managing Director and CEO of DEWA, and His Excellency Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of DP World, announced the launch of the largest project of the Shams Dubai initiative that's been launched by DEWA. Construction of the largest distributed solar rooftop project in the Middle East is currently underway after DP World commissioned the installation of 88,000 rooftop solar panels on its Dubai facilities in the Jebel Ali Free Zone, as well as Mina Rashid. The solar panels, according to officials, will provide 40% of the total energy consumption of Javza. Upon the completion of Phase 1 next year, the project will provide enough clean power for 3,000 homes a year and will result in 22,000 tonnes of carbon being saved annually. That's the equivalent to taking 4,500 cars off the road. Phases 2 and 3 will see further solar installations due in Javza and Mina Rashid. It was also revealed that by next year, DP World will be able to produce its own electricity to power nearly half of all of its energy needs by using solar power. The DP World solar program, according to officials, will contribute to energy diversification in the region as part of Dubai's Integrated Energy Strategy 2030, which seeks to reduce energy demand by 30% by 2030. Retail and wholesale trade is set to grow to 140 billion dirhams by 2021. That's up from 107 billion, as announced by Sami Al-Kamzi, the Director General of the Department of Economic Development. Retail and wholesale trade accounts for 29% of Dubai's gross domestic product, and the forecasted growth will come off the back of the Dubai Strategic Plan as well as the World Expo 2020. He added that the Emirate recently adopted a new Dubai industrial strategy that aims to transform Dubai into an international hub for knowledge-based, innovative and sustainable industrial activities, extending across aerospace, maritime, pharmaceuticals and medical equipment, aluminium and fabricated metals, fast-moving consumer goods and machinery and equipment. It was noted that the retail and wholesale sector caters to a domestic market of more than 4 million residents and 15 million visitors annually. In addition, Dubai's imports, exports and re-export activities reach an estimated market of 3 billion people. Al-Kamzi added that further improvements are required to deepen and widen the Emirates' participation in global value chains. A recent analysis by the Dubai Chamber of Commerce and Industry, based on data from Euromonitor International, said that Dubai's retail market would surpass $52 billion in sales by 2020, with average annual growth of more than 8%. Middle Eastern carriers saw air freight demand growth fall to 1.8% year-on-year in August this year. That's the slowest pace since July 2009, according to new figures released by the International Air Transport Association. According to a statement, capacity increased by 6.9% during August this year, with a strong upward trend in Middle Eastern traffic over the past year or so coming to a halt. Volumes in July were slightly below those in January, partly due to slower growth between the Middle East and Asia, which, according to IATA, suggests that Middle Eastern carriers are facing competition from European airlines on the Europe-Asia route. On a global scale, the authority said that air freight markets in August showed that demand rose 3.9% year-on-year, while freight capacity increased by 4.1%, adding that carriers in all regions except Latin America reported an increase in year-on-year demand in August. The authority's Director General and CEO stated that August numbers showed improvements in cargo demand. However, world trade volumes fell by 1.1% in July, with no improvement on the horizon. He added that governments should be focused on promoting trade, not raising protectionist barriers. Forbes Middle East magazine has unveiled its latest rankings for the second consecutive year, revealing the top 100 entrepreneurs in the UAE, while also honouring them for their strong entrepreneurial spirit and also celebrating their success in setting up businesses. During the ceremony, it was revealed that all 100 entrepreneurs were broadly categorised into the most promising startups and the startups to watch out for. And companies were ranked on the amount of funding raised, the size of the team, and the potential market reach of each business. While stating that consumer services, e-commerce and financial services dominate the rankings, officials highlighted that these startups were successful in collectively raising $175 million in external funding from top venture capitalists, angel investors and corporate venture arms. In the 50 most promising startup category, it was stated that 28 startups gathered over $1 million of follow-on funding, while 32 raised money from investors, excluding friends and family. Event organisers stated that the UAE, with its vision and several government initiatives, is inspiring many young startups to innovate, while also emerging among the most important growth drivers for regional economies. The event also held a brief panel discussion among startups to discuss entrepreneurship and the challenges faced by businesses today.
All our awards, the research team started by looking across the region, speaking to hundreds of startups. For this one, they assess them based on the amount of funding that they've managed to raise, the type of investor that they've managed to reach and get that funding from. So that could be venture capitalists, for example, angel investors. Having a look at actually their market reach, how wide their scope has managed to get in under 5 years. No one's more than 5 years old, and obviously they're all UAE based. So these are really young businesses, you know, they're just starting out.
Definitely the legislations and regulations here are starting to help and facilitate the setup of businesses in Dubai, but it's still at a quite premature stage. There's a lot of work still to be done, and we're seeing now a wave of changes in legislation. For example, Pixelbug is now part of the Dubai Future Accelerator program, and so we're seeing there's a big initiative from the government, from Sheikh Mohammed himself, and from the executive office to really encourage entrepreneurs to focus on innovation and to build technology that can positively affect the world, not only Dubai.
We are truly humbled and honored to receive this award. It really inspires. We are super excited as well. You would have noticed that it really inspires us to do a lot of things in the coming days, and it really inspires us to do greater and bigger things in the future. And it will also add a lot of excitement and enthusiasm in our team, and we are truly humbled to see that our work is on the right path, and people are recognizing that, and the work is going on the right track. I mean, super excited. Thank you so much. This is the best place to do business, and especially in startup in the Middle East, because it gives you all the ingredients to start from the scratch to be a really world-class company here. This is one of the biggest markets to try out a lot of things. It has access to a lot of funding, it has access to a lot of customers, great talent, and it is, I think, the best place to be starting a startup.